Good morning, and thank you for joining us again for our daily virtual program. Cassie here, ready to bring exciting nature programs right to you in the comfort of your own homes. If this is your first time tuning in, check out our Facebook page, Pelican Lake, Sandy Shore, and Lake Cochran recreation areas to get caught up on the other videos from this week, as well as find the Google Drive links with activity packets for the whole family. Today we're going to discover one of my favorite nocturnal critters. Just a few hours ago, it was so dark here in the Northeast. We were all sleeping except for a few nocturnal critters that go out and search for food during these times. These animals feel so comfortable in the dark. In fact, some even excel in it. However, for most humans, these are the hours where we feel most afraid. How would you feel if we were plunged into complete darkness while we were sitting here? One creature is so perfectly built for the night that the darkness offers it all the tools it needs to move comfortably through those hours where you and I might feel most afraid. To help us discover who this critter is and its incredible tools or adaptations that it uses, I have a mystery for you. Several years ago, scientists performed a remarkable experiment with this animal. They light-proofed a 45 by 13-foot room and covered the floor with 2 inches of dead leaves. Then, they released this creature along with several deer mice into the room. They allowed the critter to adjust to the light, and they made it completely dark. Amazingly, they found out that the mystery animal could still hunt without being able to see. All it needed to catch a mouse was to hear it rustle in the leaves. More amazingly, when the creature struck, it almost never missed. I'll bet you know who the mystery animal is already, but I have one more clue to have you help me figure out just who exactly we're talking about. Hey, Adam.
Hey, what?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
An owl.
An owl who?
Oh, that was fun. Now that we got that out of the way, let's identify from tuft to talon why an owl is so comfortable in the hours when we are not. Owls have excellent hearing. This is a great horned owl. Are these little ruffly feathers on top of his head his ears? Nope. But are they where his ears would be? No. If we were an owl, our ears would be uneven. One up here and one down here. That is so they can triangulate their hearing to exactly where the sound is coming from. They're excellent hunters. They also have something on them called a facial disc. This is my saw-whet owl. His facial disc is here, and the great horned owl's facial disc is right here. These stiff feathers funnel the noise directly to the owl's ears. We can make our own facial disc. Cup your hands behind your ears like this and have someone talk to you. The noise will be brought right to your ears and it'll sound much louder. Owls are so adaptive that they can distinguish between frequencies to tell if a rustle or a squeak in the vegetation below is made from a wood mouse or a bank mole. There's a chance that they can also tell whether it's an adult or a juvenile, or even male or female. Who knows what else? They can pick and choose just what they want for supper, just like we can. I'd choose pizza. We know that an owl's prey also has very large ears and sharp hearing, which means that an owl also needs a secret weapon. Stealth flight. The secret to an owl's silent flight is these comb-like feathers at the edge of their wings. These feathers, let's see if we can get you to see them. There you go. These feathers help muffle the sound of the air underneath their wings. Take your hand and spread your fingers apart. Wave it in front of your ears like this. That's your owl feather. Now, put your fingers like this and wave it in front of your ears with your fingers closed. That's going to be like your hawk feather. Which one was louder? The hawk feather. That's because the air was allowed to move through your fingers with the owl feather. So that's how these guys are so good at sneaking up on their prey. An owl is built to hear their prey and sneak up on them in total darkness. But can they see in the dark? An owl's large eyes are perfectly built for sight at night. They have excellent vision, especially when it's dark. To help them do this, they have huge eyes. In fact, if we were a human-sized owl, our eyeballs would be the size of softballs. All right, I need you to look as far to the left and as far to the right as you can. What did you see? Everything around us, right? All right, now I need you to make binoculars and put them up to your eyes like this. Now look from left to right. Now you're seeing a little bit more like an owl. Because their eyes are so large and heavy, they can't move them from left to right. Instead, they have to turn their neck. They also have long rod-shaped eyes, so that's one way they can't turn them as well. So, they turn their neck. How many of you guys think that an owl can turn their head all the way around? Well, they can't. They can, however, turn their head 3/4 of a circle to 270 degrees. How far can you turn your head? About halfway, or 180 degrees. So, feel the bones in the back of your neck, called vertebrae. We have 7 of them. I want you to guess how many a giraffe has. They also only have 7 vertebrae in the back of their neck. But these little bones in an owl, they actually have 14. So they have twice as many vertebrae in their neck as we have in ours, which makes them much more flexible. So an owl snuck up on his prey using his hearing and an eyesight. Now, how does he catch his meals? Well, that's where their beak and their talons come into play. An owl has curved, sharp toenails that are so important to catching and clinging onto their prey. Their feet are also very strong. So curl your hand into a fist and squeeze as hard as you can. You're pretty strong, I know it, but an owl's grip is about 7 to 10 times stronger than that. Now, their curved beak is very sharp. It allows them to grab onto pieces of their food and swallow it whole. This means that the bones in the fur all go down with it. But those bones in the fur get hung up in the gizzard and eventually get puked up into something called an owl pellet. If you've been to any of my programs before, I'm sure we've talked about owl pellets. So, I have a question for you. How many mice do you think that a single barn owl can eat in a course of a year? They can eat 1,000 mice in a year. That's a lot of pellets. So owls are incredible animals, and they're built to hunt in the darkness all over the world. But here in South Dakota, we're lucky enough to have 12 species call it home. Can you help me name some of them? We have the great horned owl, the saw-whet owl, the great gray owl, the northern hawk owl, the short-eared owl, the long-eared owl, burrowing owl, barred owl, snowy owl, barn owl, screech owl, and the elf owl. All 12 of these species are built to be excellent hunters. We're pretty lucky because in North America, there are 19 species. Thank you for helping me uncover just why most owls are so comfortable during the hours where you and I feel most afraid. An owl's unique adaptations allow it to excel into the darkness. Tonight, as you're getting ready for bed, think about those critters that are out getting ready to go hunt or care for their owlets. If you're lucky enough, you may even be able to hear them calling into the night. Today's challenge is a fun one. It's going to come into 2 parts. First, I challenge you to create your own owl. Do an art project. In the Google Drive link attached to the post, I attached a few ideas, so make sure to check that out. You can tear up paper, use crayons, paint, paper, plates, whatever your heart desires. Also, look up more pictures and make it as realistic or as fun as you possibly can. Then, I challenge you to step outside tonight in the dark and listen very carefully. What do you hear? What do you see? Write it down and send us what you find. Enjoy the beautiful day, get outside, and have some fun. Just remember that the parks are still open, so grab your family and make your own adventure. See you tomorrow.